So somebody who watches my videos asked me in the comments a while back, last week probably sometime, whether it's all worth it, whether this greenhouse, the low tunnels, the coal frames, the polytunnel, the grow lights, the temperature sensors, all this kind of fuss and bother that I go to grow year round, is it worth it? And there's lots of ways to answer this question, I think. I'll try and answer it in this video. So first off, just in pure financial terms, over the last 8 years that I've been gardening, I think I've harvested about £58,000 worth of fruit and veg and fed a lot of people, you know, like 12, probably on average, you could say 14 people over those 8 years, eaten 5,000 salads across the whole of the family probably in that period of time, and obviously like loads of meals and loads of snacks and loads of puddings and loads of preserves and all that sort of thing. So, you know, that £58,000 has paid many times over for everything gardening related in my life, as well as all my other hobbies, you know, cycling, hiking, going on holiday, all that sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, it's just in sheer financial terms, it's really been much more than a zero cost hobby. I mean, when I started out, I committed to myself I wouldn't spend a single penny on gardening that I hadn't earned already from the harvests that I'd made. And obviously I had to compromise that for the first few months, but very quickly the harvest started rolling in. We've got a big family to feed, and yeah, so very quickly I was able to invest half of the savings from my harvests, and I always did less than half of the savings from the harvest. I invested in the infrastructure of the allotment, and after a couple of years I didn't have to invest anywhere near that much, and so we've had a big surplus, and that big surplus paid for this greenhouse and the garden buildings and all of that. So yeah, it's been great. And obviously you're eating fantastic veg, fruit and veg all year round, having loads of fun doing it. And things like this greenhouse, being able to heat this greenhouse, being able to have grow lights in this greenhouse, just makes everything so much more fun. Having the conservatory with grow lights in also just dramatically reduces the degree to which I have seasonal affective disorder. You know, just boosts my mood to be surrounded by things that are growing and lots of light and sort of vibrancy, and just that sense of progress from week to week and day to day really is just fantastic. So yeah, financially it's brilliant. It's been brilliant. One of the best things I ever did. Emotionally it's been fantastic. You know, it's such a great hobby. Yeah, it's such a lot of fun, etc, etc. Really helps me get through winter and, you know, have a really enjoyable winter. Next benefit really is just the sense of purpose that you get from feeding so many people. I mean, during lockdown we fed nearly 28 people, a lot of those elderly, people who were housebound through illness and things like that. And we did drop-off deliveries of free veg. Everything we do is free for friends and family. We don't sell anything. And yeah, we were probably the only people that they saw each week as we were dropping all this stuff off. And, you know, so a huge sense of purpose during the COVID period, but also just being able to feed all my kids and my wife and everything with really high quality veg. Yeah, it just gives me a tremendous sense of purpose. And then, of course, there's the amazing spin-off benefit, which is I get to make YouTube videos. And I started making those YouTube videos just for myself and just really enjoyed the process of it and decided to start sharing it. And I just really loved making videos and, you know, sharing tips and techniques about how to grow year round. And then that allowed me to write my book and my gardening newsletter and all of those sorts of things, all of which are free, although donations are accepted. So yeah, so it's been great for all of those different perspectives. Right now, I invested quite a lot in this greenhouse. The actual structure of the greenhouse was quite expensive, but I managed to get a whole load of grow lights off eBay that were cheap, and some of them are damaged. Some of them don't have all of their elements working. Maybe it's this one. No, actually, they're all working again now. When I bought them, some of the LED panels weren't working, but it seems that they've fixed themselves anyway. So that was great. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, so I got these for a third of the normal price, second hand, and I've actually, obviously I covered the cost of the grow lights from the harvest, from the allotment. We harvest over winter, we harvest about £120 worth of veg a week. In summer, well, obviously loads more than that. And yeah, so it didn't take many weeks really, a couple of weeks to buy all these grow lights. In terms of the actual electricity consumption of these grow lights, I funded all of that from harvests from this greenhouse, even in its first year, when I wasn't really even thinking about the harvest potential. I just grew a lot of big trays of lettuce, and you know, we got a huge harvest of lettuce off those, and lettuce is pretty expensive, and next year I'm going to do a way better job of harvesting out of this greenhouse over winter. But really, the greenhouse is not so much about winter harvests, it's about early summer and late spring harvests. And my challenge is to pay, I've already paid, let's go back a bit. I've already paid all of the heating and grow light costs from my winter harvest. My challenge that I've set myself is to pay for all of the grow light and heating costs in spring from the spring harvests from this greenhouse. So I think I can do it. I think I'm going to have a lot of early strawberries, a lot of early tomatoes, a lot of early peppers, a lot of early potatoes, a lot of early peas. And yeah, and that's just setting aside all the early veg that I've got growing here, which will get planted out on the allotment as well, but I won't count that. I'm just trying to talk about just the things that I'll be harvesting from within the greenhouse. Oh, and I'll have early courgettes and early French beans and early melons, and yeah, the list goes on. So is it worth it? Yes. My name is Steve, this is the Seaside Kitchen Garden and Allotment channel, and I'll see you soon.